You're a fighter. That's the way that we would absolutely describe it. Now, one question I did want to ask you: do you view your career as successful?
I view it as successful, not just because of certain accolades that give you a sense of, okay, that's successful. The difficult part with my kind of attitude and my mental makeup, let's call it that, is that I'm very rarely satisfied. I don't know why that is. Sounds like a little kid right now, but I almost need, when I say other people, I could care less about the opinions of others. I almost need like my parents. There's something with my parents there because I left at a young age and there's a big gap or a big hole there in my life with my mom, especially because she carried the brunt of it. My father's a cold, harder dude that could kind of get through that. I kind of need they're okay. I almost need my wife to tell me that I've done a good job, or my parents to say, hey, you've done well, son. Like you know, I'm so critical of myself looking back at everything. I've gotten X amount of Grand Slams, wins, whatever, titles. And then I think if I would have done this a certain way, or a different way, or a smarter way, maybe because I worked my ass off, that's for sure. But maybe I overworked or worked too hard. I got into some matches where I was a bit burnt out or tired. Maybe I could have done better a different way. But so success, I would say yes, success based on the John Wooden definition of success. I went to UCLA. That was the guy that I grew up like reading all of his books and stuff. Head men's basketball coach. For those who don't know John Wooden, look into his stuff. He's fantastic. John, one of the best coaches ever. And he described success in a very noble, simple way. But the success was just doing the best that you can each and every day with what you have. That was his definition of success. And he considered some of his players at the end of the bench more successful than the stars that were getting the scoring titles and all the accolades, because I was like, dude, that guy is getting more out of himself at the end of that bench every day than, you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's got a nice sky hook and it's God-given and you can't miss it and fantastic. But the other guy there, he's busting his ass to get the most out of him. So that's all. That would also be my definition of success. That's what I would want. You know, my kids or my family, like that's what I would want out of them. Just do the best. Sounds simple, Kierno, but you've been around tennis for a long time, or sports in that matter for a long time. It's not, for some reason, it's not so easy to just do your best and live with the results. I find kids, players, everybody these days to do their best and always an excuse, or maybe they don't do their best because I'm scared of the results and I don't know if I do my best and maybe that hurts my ego. Man, put the ego to the side. Just try your best and you live with whatever your results are. I was 218 in singles. I was not better nor worse. I have my stories like everybody else. I had a 3-4 month gap where I had no points to defend and I could have gone to 150 and I could have done this and that and that. And you know what? I didn't. I'm 218 and I live with that. And that was the best that I could do. That was my thing, 218. I find it in today's day and age, maybe not trying your hardest for all these other reasons of like insecurities kick in and all this stuff. So to answer your question, I would say yes at the end, because also when I started this journey, if somebody would ask me if I would win these things, it was not a clear cut yes that I would win these things. It's not like I was the most talented coming up or such a looked after junior and all these things, which I was not. So in that sense, yes. And I always wonder if I could have done more, better, in a different way, in a smarter way, but that I live with.
Let me take you back to the comment you made about your parents.
Rock stars, absolute idols of mine, my heroes.
I feel that comment big time, and I think most tennis players will be similar. And let me just share something with you, and you might relate to this as well. Before I had children, there was 2 movies that ever made me cry. I've turned it into a bit of a disaster the older I get. I've cried twice in the last two weeks over sporting events. One was my beloved Newcastle United winning a trophy for the first time in 70 years. And I
Tell me the other one was Rory.
Then the other one was Rory the other night, incredible. You know, and like, but the 2 movies were a movie that is my absolute favorite, Rudy, the American football movie. And the second one is Billy Elliot. I don't know if you've seen Billy Elliot, but Billy Elliot's the dancer from Newcastle, which is my hometown. Now, the bit that gets me with both of those movies is there's parents and an older brother that the athlete or the individual was searching for their pride, searching for their validation, searching for their it's okay, you've done good. You know, and when I played Wimbledon, I didn't play it as many times as yourself, but when I won a match at Wimbledon, the emotion that I felt was not for the 2,500 people watching that match. It was for my two parents and my older brother, my eldest brother, who I felt never really accepted my tennis when I was younger. And that was why the movies made such a big impact on me. And I left home at 13, 14, the pursuit of this journey to be a tennis player and what that leads with. And I just think it's something that in tennis we've got this fraternity, because I think we do all have some quite common themes, right? And it's like, so I had that feeling when I won a match at Wimbledon. You won Wimbledon. You won the trophy. Were your parents there that day?
You're gonna make me cry, man. I don't talk a lot of family stuff here. That's my button in my life.